There we go. All right. So do you remember, Ricardo, what we decided last class, that it was better to have a conversation in group or two people? I think the majority decided something the other day, and the majority were two and
yes, Melissa and I.
that was the majority. What did you decide?
We decided that conversations among two people are better.
Between.
Between.
Among, it's three or more. Between two people. Yeah. All right. Yeah. In that way, you communicate your ideas better. All right. Okay. Do you agree with that, Giselle? Do you prefer to talk with a group of people or with one person more?
I'm agree with Ricardo because I
agree.
that
I agree. No,
I agree. I agree.
You agree with Ricardo, right? Why?
Because in a group, it's difficult to show or to give to know the ideas clearly.
Okay. It's difficult to express feelings because in a group of people, you don't want to express your ideas or your feelings. Okay. So when you are two, and especially if that person is a good friend, you communicate your feelings, your senses in a better way, right? Okay. Now, the other thing that we discussed the other day is that we have two types of conversation, or two types of people that like to talk. Competitive conversation was one idea, and we discussed about it. What do you think it is a competitive type of conversation, Camila? What comes to your mind when someone says it was a competitive conversation?
I think when someone is like fighting with someone else, maybe, I don't know, because of the word.
Yeah,
could be,
fighting or arguing. What do you mean by that? I mean, is it competitive because someone is trying to win, or
try to argue a topic?
Okay. Ricardo, what is a competitive conversation? Do you remember?
A competitive conversation. We talked about that the last class, but I don't remember.
Don't remember. Still, does it come anything to your mind when we mention a competitive conversation? What comes to your mind?
I think is when in a conversation, one of the people or one of the two persons are very talkative, or two persons, or the two persons are very talkative, and they are constantly, I don't know.
They are competing to lead the conversation. That is the idea. A competitive conversation is when someone in the group is competing to talk and tries to talk more than the other ones and interrupt the others because he wants to say the last word. In that case, it's a competition. So if there is only one person who is competitive, that person is the one who is going to talk all the time. But if there are two who likes to lead the conversation, they are going to fight they're going to compete in order to lead the conversation, to direct the conversation where they want to take it. Okay? And also we talked about it the other time, and we agree that nowadays people, especially young people, try to compete to talk, but they don't want to listen. They like to talk, they like to be listened by the others, but they don't want to listen to the others. Yeah. So in the meantime, when the other person is talking, they're not paying attention. They're thinking on what they're going to say next. All right. And that is not communication. I am thinking on what I am going to say, but I don't care what the other people say. So that is not a conversation. Okay. Now, in the homework, which was exercise 4, you have to complete this part of the article with the article. Could be a, and, the, or zero article. Yeah. That is to say, the use of the article. Remember that in the last class, we say that when do we use the article? The definite article, we use it when something has already been mentioned before, when only one of something exists, when referring to something or someone specific. We use the indefinite article before singular countable nouns, when referring to something or someone general or non-specific. And we do not use the article, that is to say zero article, before plural and uncountable nouns when talking about something in general, or when referring to something abstract or general. For example, happiness. For example, love. Love is probably the best feeling on earth, right? But we don't say the love because we're not talking about a particular love. We're talking about love in general. In that case, we don't use the article. Okay, so Ricardo, you were the only one who was in class last time, so probably you did the homework. So start reading in there. Complete the next part of the article with a, and, the, or zero article.
Yes, but my this part is cut in half. I don't know if you can see.
Yeah, there are, but you can use it anyway.
Yeah, but I did it most.
Mine is all is exactly the same. All right, this is a photocopy. So
some of them I did it instinctively.
Yeah. Okay. So try to do it. I will tell you if you are right or not. Okay.
Okay. But too many people are competitive in conversation. They turn the attention of others themselves using quite subtle tactics. The response a person gives to what someone says can take two forms: the shift response and the support response. The support response keeps the focus on the speaker, on the topic he has introduced.
All right. This is very interesting. So we have two types of people who responds to the conversation: the shift response and the support response. The shift, what is shift, by the way?
To exchange.
Yeah, to change, to move, right? So the shift response is the one that you are listening and then you are trying to change the topic. You don't care what the other person is saying. You don't have interest, so you try to change. And the other one is a supportive. Supportive is the one that try to continue with the same conversation. All right. If you say, for example, I'm so tired today, the other person says, why? Okay. So when you ask why, you are trying to continue with the conversation about the other person, yeah, or about what the other person is saying. But if you say, for example, oh, I'm so tired today, you know, and the other person says, me too. You know, today I went to the supermarket and I got really tired. So he took the attention and he moved the conversation to what he wants to say. So he's not supportive. He's shifting, right? So that's the idea. Okay, you're using the articles in a good way, Ricardo. Continue working. Support response.
The support response keeps the focus on the speaker. Sorry. Support response.
I know there were two lines that you have to complete in there.
Yes, there's a dialogue.
Yeah, try to read it. The
shift response.
Yeah.
James.
No. Try to read the last two lines that you didn't read.
The shift response allows the other person to shift the focus to themselves. For example,
with that is the idea. So shift response, the guy moves the attention to himself.
Yeah.
He's shifting. And now this is the support response. In here you have an example, Ricardo. Start reading.
Support response. James, I'm thinking of buying a new car.
About buying.
Rob, yeah.
No,
Are you looking
again, Ricardo? I'm thinking about.
I'm thinking
About buying.
About, but he says I'm thinking of buying in the support response.
Yeah, but you have to read in there. What James is saying, right? What James is saying. So read it. I'm thinking about buying a new car.
I'm thinking about buying a new car.
Yeah.
Rob, yeah, I'm thinking about buying a new car too. Really? Yep, I test drove a Mustang yesterday and it was awesome.
That's right. See, this guy is being supportive because he is trying to continue with what he's talking. He's not trying to shift the conversation. And finish the homework, Ricardo? We're
all guilty of using the shift response from time to time. We sometimes can't wait for other people to finish speaking so we can jump in.
In there you have to use the article for the other people, because it's the people that we know.
Yeah.
We both know. So it's we sometimes can't wait for the other people to finish. Okay.
People to finish speaking so we can jump in. We pretend to be listening, I think, intently, but we are really focusing on what we are going to say. Maybe.
Yes.
We find an opening, hoping we will be asking the question.
Yeah, in that case, I don't know. Okay, it's two cuts in there.
We will be
hoping we will be asking a question.
Asking
a question. Okay. Yeah. So, Camila, be supportive with me. I'm thinking of going to the movies.
Sorry, can you repeat, please?
I'm thinking of going to the movies.
What movie do you want to see?
Well, there is one. Well, I can't go to the movies, in fact, but yeah, there is a movie that I want to see. Serpent, which is in Netflix.
I don't know that movie. What is the about? What is the plot?
Yeah, I'm seeing it right now, and it's very interesting. It's about a criminal who is killing people, and he's robbing them and killing them. And I don't want to get spoilers, so that's
okay.
Okay, do you like going to the movies?
Yes, I love it. I love it.
Right. Okay. And what kind of movies do you like to watch?
Everything. I like every movie. Action, romance, comedy. I don't have any specific taste on movie, sorry.
Yeah. Okay, see, in that case, we have a conversation and we both were supportive with the other person. Okay. Isel, try to be supportive with me. Are you there, Isel?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Okay, so, I am retiring very soon.
Why?
Well, because I'm tired. I've been working so many years and I think that it's enough.
And what kind of things do you think could to do soon?
Well, now it's not very possible to do many things, right? But I'm going to rest for a little while, probably a couple of months, and then I'm going to think about it. Okay, I'm going to think about the new future that I'm going to have. Right? Okay, Melissa, are you there, Melissa?
Yes.
Okay, Melissa, you're going to say something, and your classmates are going to be supportive with you. All right? The same way I did it right now.
I'm thinking, I don't know what to say.
Think about, I don't know, one of your emotions at this moment. Something to tell us.
Okay, I'm really sleepy right now.
Do you sleep late tonight? Last night?
No, but I had to take a pill, so the effect of the pill is that I'm going to have a lot of drink. Sleep.
Are
I
you
don't know.
on drugs?
Yes.
That was a very supportive question, you know. Okay. Okay, yeah. Okay, so that's the idea. That's pretty good. Okay. So we have a shift response is the one that tries to change in order to lead the conversation, and a supportive response in which you continue with the conversation that the person is doing. All right. So that's kind of, so when we talk about a competitive conversation, it's when two people or more than two people are trying to lead the conversation, trying to direct on what they want to talk about. All right. So they fight for leading the conversation. Okay. As we were talking about the article, I sent you, so you can go now immediately to today's Google Classroom, and I sent you this bunch of things, Murphy, in relation to the use of the article. So we're going to read, but your responsibility is going to be to answer all the things. We're going to read only this part, but this is what you're going to do. The answers or the exercises, you're going to do it at home, all right? To do them at home. So I want you to check at the article in there, because there are many things about the article, okay? So we're going to read about it. Are you ready with that?
Yes.
Okay, so let's see. Let's start. Giselle, read example in there, letter A, in unit 72.
I had a sandwich and an apple for lunch.
Continue.
This sandwich wasn't very good, but the apple was nice.
All right. Now read the explanation there. Joe says,
Okay. Joe says a sandwich and an apple because this is the first time he talks about them. And Joe now says the sandwich, the apple because we know the apple because we know which sandwich and which apple he means. The sandwich and the apple he had for lunch.
All right. So it's pretty clear in there when to use the article. When you mention the thing, in the second time you use the article. The first time you don't use, you use an indefinite article because you are not talking about something that you all know. Okay, so you say a sandwich, could be any sandwich, an apple, any apple. Yeah, but then when you mention this for the second time, you use the sandwich that we all know, the apple that you mentioned before. Okay. Okay. Ricardo, read the other part in there. Compare A and the in these examples.
A man and a woman were sitting opposite me. The man was American, but I think the woman was British. When we were on holiday, we stayed at a hotel. Sometimes we ate at the hotel, and sometimes we went to a restaurant.
All right, see, in there it's very clear. A man and a woman, we don't know them very well. First time that I mentioned, we're sitting opposite me. The man, because I already mentioned him, was American, but I think the woman, the one that I mentioned, was British. Okay, now, Camila, continue with letter B. We use
We use the, we are thinking of a specific thing. Compare A and Tim sat down on a chair. Maybe
okay, slowly, I couldn't get.
one of many chairs in the room. Down on the chair nearest
Okay,
the door.
wait,
It's my internet.
wait, start again because we couldn't hear you well, and you don't need to talk fast. You're reading, so you have to read slowly and right. Start again.
Tim sat down on a chair, maybe one of many chairs in the room. Tim sat down on the chair nearest the door, and a specific chair.
Chair,
Do
not
you have
share. Wait, chair, not share. Chair.
chair?
Yeah.
Chair. Do you have a car? Not a specific car.
Not
I
a specific car.
Not a specific car. I cleaned the car yesterday. My car.
Yeah, meaning my car. Yeah. When you say I cleaned the car yesterday, you're talking about your car. So we know that. So for that reason, you say the car. Okay, continue. Use a and.
We use a and when we say what kind of thing or person we mean. Compare. We stayed at a very cheap hotel, a type of hotel. The hotel where
The
we
hotel.
stayed.
Not the hotel.
The hotel where we stayed was very cheap, a specific hotel.
All right. Okay, continue reading, Lisa.
We use the in when it is clear which thing or person we mean. For example, in a room, we talk about the light, the floor, the ceiling, the door, the carpet. I don't know how to read, etc.
Etc.
etc. Okay. Can you turn off the light, please? The light in this room. I took a taxi to the station in that town. In a shop. I'd like to speak to the manager, please. The manager of this shop.
All right.
Well, okay.
Okay, Giselle, the next. We also say
go to the bank. Go to the post office.
Post office.
I have
post
office. I have to go to the bank and then I'm going to the post office. The speaker is usually thinking of a specific.
It's usually.
Usually.
That's right.
Usually thinking of a specific bank or post office.
Okay, Melissa, again. And go.
And go to the doctor, the dentist. Claire isn't well. She's gone to the doctor. I don't like going to the dentist.
Okay, so the doctor is the doctor that we all know. The dentist, we know the dentist, all right? That's the idea. The bank, the post office are the ones that we know that are probably in the city. For that reason, we use the article. Okay, let's see, Ricardo. The next, compare.
Compare the and a. I have to go to the bank today. Is there a bank near here?
Yeah, pretty clear, right? The bank, the
Yes.
one that we all know. But is there a bank? Any bank. I don't care what bank. It could be Itaú, Estado, I don't know, Scotia, any bank. All right, continue, Ricardo.
I don't like going to the dentist. My sister is a dentist.
All right. Okay, and let's see, Camila, the last part.
We say once a week, 3 times a day, 1.5 pounds a kilo.
1.50 pounds
a kilo, etc. I go to the cinema about once a month. How much are those potatoes? Potatoes. 1.50 pounds a kilo. Helen works 8 hours a day, 6 days a week.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So this is the first page. Now, let's go to unit 73. Unit 73. Right? Are you there?
Yes.
Okay. It says the one. There are many ways of using the article, so we're going to read all of them. Okay, so let's start with Melissa this time. Okay, the one. We use the.
We use the when there is only one of something. Have you ever crossed the equator?
The equator.
The equator. There is only one equator.
Right.
Our apartment is on the 10th floor. Buenos Aires is the capital of Argentina. I'm going away to the end of this month. We use the plus superlative, best, oldest, etc. What's the longest river in Europe? Compare D and AM. The sun is a star, one of many stars. The hotel.
The hotel.
Where
The
hotel.
Hotel.
The hotel.
The stress is in the second still. The hotel.
Okay, hotel where we stayed was a very old hotel.
Old
We
hotel.
live in an
It's difficult.
old hotel.
Old hotel. Old hotel.
Old hotel. We live in an apartment on the 10th floor. What's the best way to learn a language?
Yeah. Okay. So we use the article when it's one. There is only one, the moon, the earth, the 10th floor, etc. We use the article also with the superlative, the biggest, strongest, the nicest, the most attractive, the most popular, etc. All right. Okay, continue reading B and C, please, Ricardo.
B. We say the same. Your sweater is the same color as mine. Not is same color. Are these keys the same? No, they are different. C. We say the world, the sky, the universe, the sea, the sun, the ground, the moon, the I love to look at the stars in the sky.
Didn't finish the country and the earth. Did you read that?
Yes.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Okay. Meaning, sorry, in this case, the country is the opposite of town, not the country like my country is Chile. It's not the countryside. Okay, that's it. Continue reading, please, Ricardo.
I love to look at the stars in the sky. Do you live in a town or in the country? The earth goes round the sun and the moon goes round the earth. We also use earth without the when we think of it as a planet in space like Mars, Jupiter, etc. Which is the planet nearest Earth? We say space without the when we mean space in the universe. Compare. There are millions of stars in space, not in the space. I tried to park my car, but the space was too small.
Okay, that's pretty different. Okay, space, space, and space in here, right?
Yeah, it's like the outer space.
Yeah, outer space. Yeah, Giselle, continue reading. Read B, please, Giselle.
We say, go to the cinema, go to the theater. I go to the cinema a lot, but I haven't been to the theater for ages. TV, television, without D, but the radio.
Radio. Radio Gaga.
I watch...
You know that song? Oh, Radio Gaga, radio blah blah.
Radio.
Yeah.
I watch TV a lot, but I don't listen to the radio much.
Radio. Radio, Giselle. Repeat it.
Okay.
Radio. Radio.
But I don't listen to the radio much.
Yeah.
But can you turn off the television, please? The television means the TV set.
All right. So there is a difference when you talk about television. All right. Television in Chile is good. Television in Chile is bad. All right. Television in general. But I have the television set in my room. In that case, you're talking about a particular TV set, not television in general. So in that case, when you are, this is, for that reason, is definite. It's a definite television. So you say the television. Okay, finish.
The internet has changed the way we live.
Yeah, in that case, you have to say the internet. Because it's about it. The internet has changed the way we live. Okay, Melissa, continue with E and F. Melissa, are you there? She's gone.
Sorry. We usually say breakfast, lunch, dinner without the. What did you have for breakfast? We had lunch in a very nice restaurant. But we say a big lunch, a wonderful dinner, an early breakfast, etc. We have a very nice lunch, not we have very nice lunch.
Okay, this is something that is very typical because in Spanish we say el desayuno, la cena, el almuerzo. So speakers, not native speakers tend to use the article with this. So we say the breakfast or the tea or the lunch, and that is not correct. Okay, that is what we say in Spanish, but in English you don't use the article to talk about meals. You say breakfast. I have a big breakfast in the morning. Yeah. All right. Continue, Melissa. We say
size 43, platform 5, etc. without the. Our train leaves the platform from platform 5, not the platform 5. Do you have these shoes in size 43? Not the size 43.
Yeah.
In the same way.
No, that's it. Okay.
Okay.
The same thing with this, right? Because in Spanish we say, tiene que tomar el tren en la plataforma. En la plataforma o en el pasillo, usamos artículo. We use the article in there, right? Or also you say, la talla mía es 40, 42. Okay? So we tend to translate that into English. And then remember that in those cases, you don't have to use the article. Okay, that is very important. Okay, move now to unit 74. So the exercises, you will have to do it at home. Only in that way, you're going to control the use of the article. Okay. Okay. The school. Let's start reading. Camila, you start.
Ellie is 10 years old. Every day she goes to the school.
No.
To a school.
Yeah.
She's at the school now. School starts at 9. We say a child goes to school or is at the school.
Wait, some little things. Be careful with the pronunciation of the S at the beginning of the sentence. You say school. It's school. No I-E in there. So you say school. Yeah. So be careful. So Ellie is 10 years old. Every day she goes to school. She's at school now. School starts at etc. Right? Be careful because you are putting an E there. School. It's not a school. School. Okay, continue reading. We say
a child goes to school or it is at school as a student. We are not thinking of a specific school. We are thinking of a school as a general idea. Children learning in a classroom.
All right. Okay, so for example, in Santiago, today many schools or many children went to school or went back to school. Do you agree with that, Ricardo? Do you think that it's good to is good for children to come back to school or not?
No, I think it's not a good idea.
Why not?
As the minister says.
Yeah, why do you think that it's not a good idea?
Because the cases of coronavirus are increasing.
They're growing too much.
Yes.
But when are we going to come back to school then? When are we going to come back?
I don't know, maybe next semester, when things are more controlled.
Do you
under control?
Yeah, have you heard what the minister, what the people from the teachers union are saying about? Have you heard about it? They say that we have to come back when we are in phase 1, not in phase 2. Right? So nowadays we are in phase 4, I think, right? Phase 4 is the one that.
No, it's the
phase
opposite.
3.
Phase
the other way around.
1 is quarantine.
Yeah. Okay. So we are in phase 1. So
yeah,
probably we're going to change into phase 2, but they say no, not yet. We have to be in phase 3 up in order to come back to school, because the quarantine is going to be more controlled. Okay. Let's see. Ricardo, read the other part. Today, Ellie's mother.
Today, Ellie's mother wants to speak to her daughter's teacher. So she has gone to the school to see her. She's at the school now. Ellie's mother is not a student. She's not at a school. She doesn't go to school. If she wants to see Ellie's teacher, she goes to the school. Ellie's school, a specific building.
All right. So we're talking about this.
That was like a tongue twister.
Yeah, it's difficult to read. But the idea here is that when we mention school, like general school, children go to school, students go to school. But if you go like temporarily to visit someone and you're not a student, you go to that school, right? Okay, let's read B now. Giselle, start reading.
We use prison or jail, hospital, university, college, or church in a similar way. We do not use the.
We do not.
Do not use the when we are thinking of the general idea of these places and what they are used for. Compare. When I leave school, I plan to go to university, go to college as a student. I went to the university to meet Professor Thomas as a visitor.
Meaning I went to the building, right? Meet Professor Thomas.
As a visitor, not as a student.
That's right.
Joe had an accident last week. He was taken to hospital. He is still in hospital now as a patient. Jane has gone to the hospital to visit Joe. She is at the hospital now as a visitor, not as a patient. Ken's brother is in prison for robbery. He is a prisoner. We are not thinking of a specific prison. Kent went to the prison to visit his brother. He went as a visitor, not as a prisoner. Sarah's father goes to church every Sunday for a religious service. Some workmen went to the church to repair the roof, a specific building.
That's right. Okay. With most other places you need that, for example, the station, the cinema. Okay. Now, Melissa, finish with letter C.
We say go to bed, be in bed, etc. Not the bed.
Not
I'm
the
going
bed. Not wait.
Not the
Not
bed.
the
Not the
bed.
bed.
Okay.
I'm going to bed now.
This is also very typical of Chilean students. Okay. Me fui a la cama. So they say, I went to the bed. No. You go to bed. You never go to the bed. Never. Okay. So I went to bed. I am in my bed. I am in bed. Right. Okay. Continue. Melissa.
I'm going to bed now. Good night. Do you ever have breakfast in bed? But I sat down on the bed, a specific piece of furniture. Go to work, be at work, start work, finish work, etc. Not to work. Chris didn't go to work yesterday. What time do you usually finish work? Go home, come home, arrive home, get home, be at home, do something at home, etc. It's late, let's go home. I don't go out to work, I work at home.
Yeah, be careful with the word casa. It's home, not home.
Home.
Home is a diphthong. Home. The same as
Home.
go. The same as hotel. Hotel. Home. Go. Right? Okay. Yeah. So in here you have certain words that you don't have to use with the article. Right? Go to bed, be at work, go to work, go home, be back, stay at home, etc. Okay, let's move now into 75, unit 75. The children or children, okay? Camila, start. When we're talking,
What page, sorry?
unit 75, the next unit.
When we are talking about things or people in general, we don't use the. I'm afraid of dogs, not the dogs. Dogs means dogs in general, not a specific group of dogs. Doctors are usually paid more than teachers.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
Do you know anybody who collects stamps? Life has changed a lot in the last 30 years.
30.
30 years.
30 years. Yeah.
30 years. Do you like classical music, Chinese food, fast cars? My favorite sport is football. My favorite sport is skiing, athletics.
Skiing. Athletics.
Skiing, athletics. My favorite subject at the school was history, physics, English. We say most people.
Most people.
We say most people, most shops, most big cities, etc. Not the most. Most shops accept credit cards, not the most shops.
All right, Ricardo. We use that.
Use the when we mean specific things or people. Compare. In general, without the, children learn from playing. Children in general. I couldn't live without music. All cars have wheels. Sugar isn't very good for you. English people drink a lot of tea. English people in general.
All right.
Specific people or things with the. We took the children to the zoo. A specific group, perhaps the speaker's children. The film wasn't very good, but I liked the music. The music in the film. All the cars in this park belong to people who work here. Can you pass the sugar, please? The sugar on the table. The English people I know drink a lot of tea. Only the English people I know, not English people in general.
Yeah. Okay. Melissa, the difference between something in general and something specific is not always very clear. Compare.
In general, without me. I like working with people. People in general. I like working with people who say what they think. Not all people, but people who say what they think is still a general idea. Do you like coffee? Do you like strong black coffee? Not all coffee, but strong black coffee is still a general idea. Specific people or things. I like the people I work with, a specific group of people. The coffee we had after dinner wasn't very good, specific coffee.
Right? So you have to make the difference between something which is general, no article, something specific that takes the article. Okay, let's jump now into 76. The giraffe, the telephone, the old. Start reading. Letter A. You said?
Yes,
Okay, yeah.
study these sentences. The giraffe is the tallest of all animals. The bicycle is an excellent means of transport. When was the camera invented?
Yeah.
The dollar is the currency of the United States. In these examples, the does not mean one specific thing. The giraffe, a specific type of animal, not a specific giraffe. We use the in this way to talk about a type of animal or machine, etc. In the same way, we use the for musical instruments. Can you play the guitar? The piano is my favorite instrument. Compare A and D. I'd like to have a piano, but I can play the piano. We saw a giraffe at the zoo, but the giraffe is my favorite animal. Note that man without the, human beings in general, the human race. What do you know about the origins of man? Not the man.
All right, okay. Let's see, Camila. The old, the rich.
We use the plus adjective without a noun to talk about groups of people. For example, the old, the rich, the homeless, the sick, the elderly,
The elderly.
the elderly, the poor,
Elderly.
elderly,
Yeah.
the elderly, the poor, the unemployed,
Unemployed.
the unemployed, the injured.
Right.
The old means old people, the rich means rich people, etc. Do you think the rich should pay higher taxes?
What do you think now? We are discussing now in the Congress. Do you think that
Yes.
the rich should pay higher taxes? Do you agree with that idea?
Yes, I agree. Totally agree.
Yeah, right. Continue.
We need to do more to help the homeless. Note that we say the old, not the old, the poor, not the poor, etc.
Why? Why? Why do we use the old and not the olds? The rich and not the rich?
There is uncountable.
Because rich is an adjective. In English, you don't use number with the adjectives. Yes or no? Nouns take S. Noun can be pluralized, but the adjectives can't. In this case, they are acting as a noun, but they are still adjectives. The rich, meaning the rich people. The plural part is in people, but not in rich. Right? Okay. Okay. continue reading, Ricardo. The French, the Chinese.
We use the plus a few nationality adjectives that end in or ch. For example, the French, the Dutch, the British, the English,
The English.
the Spanish, the English, the Spanish. The meaning is plural, the people of that country. The French are famous for their food, not French are. We do not say a French or an English, singular. For example, we say, I met a French woman, an English guy. We also use the plus nationality words ending in ese or double s. For example, the Chinese, the Portuguese, the Swiss, etc. With other these words can also be singular. A Chinese, a Swiss, etc. With other nationality words, the plural ends in s, usually without the. For example, an Italian, Italians, a Mexican, Mexicans, a Thai,
Ties.
In all cases, you can use adjective plus people. For example, you can say French, Chinese, or Mexican people are very friendly.
Yeah. How do you say los chilenos?
No. Chilean people.
Chileans, right. Chilean people or Chileans, right? Okay, good. There you have plenty of exercises. We're not going to do the exercise today, but you have to do it at home. You have to do them at home, all right? And finally, I think this is the last thing that we're going to read. Names with and without the. With and without the. Melissa, start reading. We do not
use the with names of people, Helen, Helen Taylor, etc. In the same way, we do not use the with most
names.
Name of places, for example, Africa, not sorry?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. South America, countries, states, etc. France, not the France, Japan, Texas, Ireland, Sicily, Tasmania. Sicily, Tasmania. Cities, towns, etc. Cairo,
Bangkok.
Cook, Mountain, Everest, Bangkok.
Kilimanjaro.
Kilimanjaro.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Continue.
in names with Republic, Kingdom. But we normally use in names with Republic, Kingdom, States, etc. The
Czech Republic. The Czech Republic.
United Kingdom. The Czech Republic. The United Kingdom. The Dominican Republic. The United States of America. Compare. Have you ever been to Canada or the United States?
Have you been to Canada or the United States? All right. Okay, continue reading, Giselle.
When we use Mr., Miss, Captain, Doctor, etc., Captain, or Doctor, etc., plus a name, we do not use the. So we say Mr. Johnson, Dr. Johnson, Captain Johnson, President Johnson, etc. Not the. Uncle Robert, Saint Catherine, Queen Catherine, etc. Not the. Compare. We called the doctor. We called Dr. Johnson, not the Dr. Johnson.
Yeah, that's another thing that we say in it. El doctor Pérez. Llamé al doctor Pérez. Yeah, and so we say, we tend to do the same in English. I called the Mr. Perez. That's awful, right? No, you can't say that in English, right? Continue. We use mount.
We use mount, means mountain, and lake before a name in the same way, without the. Mount Everest, not the. Mount Etna. Lake Superior.
Superior,
Lake
superior.
Superior. Lake Victoria. They live near the lake. They live near Lake Superior, not the Lake Superior.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, but we say the Andes Mountains. Yeah, we say the Andes Mountains. Yeah, continue reading. Who was Melissa, Giselle, Camila?
We use the with the names of oceans, seas,
Oceans,
seas, rivers, and canals.
and canals.
The Atlantic Ocean, the Red Sea,
The Red Sea.
the Amazon, the Indian Ocean, the Red Sea, the Channel between France and Britain, the Nile, the Mediterranean Sea, the Suez Canal.
The Suez Canal.
The Suez Canal. We use the with the names of deserts. The Sahara Desert. The Gobi
Desert.
Desert.
The Atacama Desert.
Desert.
Yeah. Okay. Ricardo. We use that.
We use that with plural names of people and places. People, the Taylors, the Taylor family, the Johnsons, countries, the Netherlands, the Philippines, the United States, groups of islands, or the Canary Islands, the Bahamas, mountain ranges, the Andes,
the
Alps, the Urals.
That's right.
Urals?
Yes.
The highest mountain is the Andes.
No, in the Andes.
In the Andes is Mount Aconcagua.
All right. Okay. Finish, Melissa. We say.
We say the north of Brazil, the southeast of Spain, but northern Brazil without the. Southeastern Spain.
Southeastern.
Southeastern Spain.
Yeah, in that case, when you say northern Europe, southern Africa, you don't use the in the article in there. So you say the north of, but you say northern Africa. Yeah. Okay, continue.
Compare. Sweden is in northern Europe. Spain is in the south. We also use north, south, etc. without the in the names of some regions and countries. North America, South Africa, Southeast,
Asia, Southeast Asia. Okay, so we did a review of all the things related to articles, right? Now, the best way to interiorize that, to incorporate it to your language, is by doing the exercises. Now you need the theory. You read the theory. Now you have to incorporate with with exercises. In that way, you're going to be sure that you're using. But I hope that some things are going to be on your mind. For example, go to bed and not go to the bed, have breakfast and not have the breakfast, or, you know, those things that we go to work instead of going to their work, right? Yeah. Okay. So let's continue now with the book. Let's go back to the book. Yeah, but I had something to show you, I think, first. Let me see. I wanted to show you, yeah. We're going to do this part, which is a gapped text, part 7. Right? That is in page 20 in your book. So take a look at your book on page 20. The first thing that we're going to do is talk a little bit about this topic, work in pairs, and discuss the statement. Technology is having a negative effect on the quality of conversation. Give reasons for your answers. But before going into that conversation that you're going to have in those breakout rooms, I want to show you a video about this. Not very long, but I think it is appropriate for what we are doing right now. Okay, wait a minute. I'm going to try to connect on that. Wait for me. Oh no, this is not the one. Let me go on working. Yeah. Okay. New share. Where did it go? This is the one. Yeah. Share. Here it is. Yeah. Yeah. Can you see? Right? The dying art of conversation. Has technology killed our ability to talk face to face? Yeah. In there you have some introduction for the video that we're going to see. What with FaceTime, Skype, WhatsApp, and Snapchat? For many people, face-to-face conversation is used less and less often. Yeah, because some people prefer to chat with you or to WhatsApp with you instead of talking with you. I hate that. Yeah, because I love talking with people. So sometimes, why don't they call me instead of, you know, chatting or instead of using WhatsApp? Okay, so this is something that you have to read this article because it's very interesting. All right, it's very interesting. But in here, there is a video somewhere here, in here. Look up Gary Turk. We're going to watch a little bit of it, right? Wait, I have.
I'm lonely. I speak to all of them every day, yet.
Now you gotta listen, right?
I'm lonely. I speak to all of them. I have 422 friends, yet I'm lonely. I speak to all of them every day, yet none of them really know me. The problem I have sits in the spaces between looking into their eyes or at a name on a screen. I took a step back and opened my eyes. I looked around and realised that this media we call social is anything but when we open our computers and it's our doors we shut. All this technology we have, it's just an illusion. Community, companionship, a sense of inclusion. Yet when you step away from this device of delusion, you awaken to see a world of confusion. A world where we're slaves to the technology we mastered, where information gets sold by some rich, greedy bastard. A world of self-interest, self-image, self-promotion, where we all share our best bits but leave out the emotion. We're at our most happy with an experience we share, but is it the same if no one is there? Be there for your friends, and they'll be there too, but no one will be if a group message will do. We edit and exaggerate, crave adulation. We pretend not to notice the social isolation. We put our words into order until our lives are glistening. We don't even know if anyone is listening. Being alone isn't a problem. Let me just emphasise, if you read a book, paint a picture, or do some exercise, you're being productive and present, not reserved and recluse. You're being awake and attentive and putting your time to good use. So when you're in public and you start to feel alone, put your hands behind your head, step away from the phone. You don't need to stare at your menu or at your contact list. Just talk to one another. Learn to coexist. I can't stand to hear the silence of a busy commuter train where no one wants to talk through the fear of looking insane. We're becoming unsocial. It no longer satisfies to engage with one another and look into someone's eyes. We're surrounded by children who, since they were born, have watched us living like robots and think it's the norm. It's not very likely you'll make world's greatest dad if you can't entertain a child without using an iPad. When I was a child, I'd never be home. Be out with my friends on our bikes we would roam. I'd wear holes in my trainers and graze up my knees. We'd build our own clubhouse high up in the trees. Now the park's so quiet it gives me a chill. See no children outside and the swings hanging still. There's no skipping, no hopscotch, no church and no steeple. We're a generation of idiots, smartphones and dumb people. So look up from your phone, shut down the display. Take in your surroundings, make the most of today. Just one real connection is all it can take to show you the difference that being there can make. Be there in the moment that she gives you the look that you remember forever as when love overtook. The time she first holds your hand or first kiss your lips. The time you first disagree but still love her to bits. The time you don't have to tell hundreds of what you've just done because you want to share this moment with just this one. The time you'll sell your computer so you can buy a ring for the girl or...
Okay, you can look at this article. The problem is that with the music, it's too loud and you can't listen well sometimes. But it is interesting the way he starts the video. Yeah, he says, I have 400 friends, but I'm alone anyway, because they don't know me. I don't know them. I don't know them. I mean, they are friends, but they're friends. No, not people who really know you. People who you share with. All right. Now in here it says, look at this part. I think it's interesting. Often these ways of communicating, let's say WhatsApp, Skype, I don't know, all these social networks, reduce the need to speak to another human being. Yeah. So we don't want to talk to other people. This has led to some of the conversational snippets of our daily lives now taking place mainly via technological devices. Okay. So no longer do we need to talk with shop assistants, yeah, receptionists, bus drivers, or even co-workers. We simply engage with the screen to communicate whatever it is we want to say. Okay, in the past, when you went to, when you used to go to a shop, you had the shop assistants that talk to you. Now you just get into internet and then you buy the things on the internet and you don't go to the shop. You receive it, right? So it's kind of complicated. Okay, so I want you to have a conversation about that. I'm going to open the breakout rooms and I want you to talk about it. Okay, I'm going to create two. So in one group, there are going to be 3 people. In the other group, there are going to be 2 people. Okay, so to assign it automatically, create. So what you have to do is talk about this idea that technology is having a negative effect on the quality of conversation. Do you agree with that? Do you think it is correct or not? Okay, so but I can see here Melissa, Giselle, Camila, and Ricardo. Ah, okay, 4, 2. Okay, let's see then. You can get into the rooms. Ricardo, you're missing. Okay.
They with his cell phones.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think I think so. We cannot go out, and so I've been a lot in my social medias and WhatsApp. It's true that I don't think the necessity of talk with people when I have the possibility of chatting with them. So yes, I think that it's affecting negative to my life, and I have to change that. But it's super difficult.
And for example, I think that a problem could be that new people or young people could be or could or will have a shy personality in the future because of this type of education, for example, online classes. Because
they are going to have problems.
Child are not participating in in the typical conversation in class even, and so it's awful.
Yes. I don't know what to say.
What could be a solution, according to your opinion? How can we stop? Because you agree in the fact that it's not good nowadays because people do not talk. The students are going to be shy in the future. I don't know. You prefer to use a cell phone and you avoid talking to people. So what could be a solution for that problem?
It is really difficult because it's like the system. It is difficult to leave the phone away because we need it for everything. And in the phone, there are included that Apple apps that allow us to talk to chat with friends, not many friends, but we need the phone. So a way could be that all I don't know that all the people thrown away the phones for I don't know a week, so we can go back to talk with each other and have a connection, a real connection.
Giselle, what's your opinion?
I also think that an advice for teachers could be to say, "Hey, stop to say technology is the future and use technology for all things, because it's more interesting to know, to meet people, meet new people and to talk with their with they, and that kind of things are necessary in this time.
Yep. Okay. I don't know how to get out of here.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Me as well, sorry.
I'm going to close the rooms, and we're going to go back to talk together again. Okay. I'm
Okay.
going to close the door, the rooms. Yeah, the others are still talking, I think. Breakout rooms. Ah, they're still talking. Our break rooms will close in 26 seconds. Okay. Have you ever, in the meantime, we can talk. Have you made the effort to stop talking on the phone yourself, for example?
Yes. For example, I prefer to have video calls
Yeah.
because
Okay.
it's more
Yeah.
comfortable for me, and
Yeah, you have a
appreciate
contact.
when
have a
a person call me by video.
All right. Okay. So I was in the other room, and well, they agreed that you have to, that there is a problem with technology nowadays. For example, Giselle said that nowadays, or in the future, the students are going to be very shy because they don't talk nowadays. They don't communicate with each other. They don't have ways of having fun together. They're very apart. Okay. And Melissa said that, yeah, that we were like replacing the contact by the phone. Okay, what about you, Camila and Ricardo? Did you agree in anything? What is your
Yes,
opinion about?
we agree with that statement about the lack of communication with other people because of technology, but I think that we can use the technology to take advantages of some application like Zoom or Meet and Discord and so on. For example, I used to use Discord, that is a application to call people, and we and my friends use a lot of application to call each other and play together. But every day I only use WhatsApp, and I prefer to send stickers and memes and then typing and answer quickly because it's
Yeah.
more easy, but it's easier. But it's a real that is a really bit sad that we prefer to typing to talk with other people face to face.
Ricardo, what about you?
Yes, technology has affected heavily communication. Many times I have realized that my conversations with some friends consist of only sending stickers, memes, or short answers. So I read the conversation, and then I say, oh, we were not talking. We were just sending pictures and things like that, and that's not communication. That's just, I don't know, sending no sense.
Yeah, it's just to say I'm here.
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm here. I listen to what you said, but I don't want to answer.
Yes.
It's boring to answer all the time, with WhatsApp and all that stuff. All right.
Yeah, but
it's something that, it's a true fact that we're losing a lot. And I agree with the thing that Giselle said, in the sense that in the future, our children are going to be shyer. It's going to be more difficult for them to communicate because it's coming to 2 years that they haven't had any opportunity to share. All right. What is going to happen with with boys and girls that want to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. You know, I have my grandson, he's going to be 12 years old, but he hasn't had the opportunity. When you have 11 or 12 years old, you go to school and you like a girl, you know, you are looking for a girl. That thing, he's losing that. The other day, he told me that he liked a girl, but he likes her because he comes to his father's house, and there she has a cousin, and so she's kind of liking her cousin. Okay, so it's you know, it's because he's with her all the time. He talks in the house, but his classmate, I mean, he never sees them. All right, so it's a big only online. Okay, so it's a big trouble, and this quarantine and this pandemic thing has spoiled everything. Now it's worse. It's getting worse and worse. Okay, to finish the class, we're going to do this gap text. Okay, and the title is this one: How to have a conversation. Look at the title: How to have a conversation. Can you believe that? We're going to teach you how to have a conversation. Okay, so it says here, look at the title and read the article quickly, ignoring the missing paragraphs. How useful did the writer find the class on how to have a conversation? Okay, we have to read this, but you're going to do it at home because we don't have time now, right? You're going to do it at home. You know how to work with this gap texts? Do you know how to do it or not? In which you have like 7 paragraphs, and you have to insert the paragraph in the part that is missing.
Yes.
I found this very difficult. I always had problems with this when I was studying, you know, because for me they're all the same, you know. I can use, but there are always certain clues that help you. Okay, let's do the first part only, and then the rest is going to be for homework. It says here, read the first 2 paragraphs of the article again carefully and look at the words in bold. What information do you think the missing paragraph will contain? You have 3 possibilities: some information about the teacher, some background information, some information about the other participants, right? So we're going to read it, and then we're going to answer those questions. Start reading, Giselle. How to have a conversation.
Is conversation a dying art, struck down by text, email, and messaging? And do we really need to be taught how to talk to each other? I enrolled in a class at the School of Life, an academy of self-help, to find out. The topic was how to have a conversation.
The topic, not topic. The topic was how to have a conversation. All right. Let's see, Camila. Go on reading.
I had arrived about 20 minutes early, but the rest of the class was already there.
Already
There. One woman kindly invited me into her circle.
Wait. One woman kindly invited me.
Invited me
to her circle. Circle. That's right. Continue reading, Ricardo. She was finding it.
She was finding it hard to have meaningful relationships. Technology was partly to blame. Sometimes you feel the smartphone is like a third person, she said. Another new...
Okay. And Melissa, finish. Another new acquaintance?
Another new acquaintance agreed and described how immediate access to Google had blocked up both avenues of conversation with her boyfriend. Before we will argue about this or that, but now we just look it up on Wikipedia, she said.
Okay, this is interesting. Before, we used to argue about things, about anything. Yeah, before we would argue about this, about, anything. But now you Google it, and that's it. No conversation, no arguments, nothing. Okay, now, after reading this, it says here in the questions, read the first 2 paragraphs, what we did, of the article again carefully, and look at the words in bold. The words in bold are one woman, another new acquaintance, right? What information do you think the missing paragraph will contain? This paragraph, the previous one, what information do you think it will contain? You have 3 possibilities. Some information about the teacher, some background information, or some information about other participants. What do you think?
Some information about the other participants.
Right? What do the rest think? Do you agree?
Some background information.
Okay. So now you will have to do it at home, okay? It could be both. I'm not going to tell you, yeah, but then when you start reading the rest, says here, read paragraphs A, G, and look at the words in bold. Which one contains the right kind of information for the first gap? And then it says 6 paragraphs have been removed from the article. Choose from the paragraphs A, G, the one which fits each gap. 1-6. Use the words in bold to help you. There is 1 extra paragraph which you do not need to use. Yeah. For me, it seems that this is some extra, some background information is what is going to appear here, but I'm not sure, right? Okay, so you will have to read these paragraphs, all of them, and then try to put the right one in there. Yeah, in the spaces. That is your next homework for Tuesday. Okay, so to finish this gapped exercise, and then you're going to tell me how it was. Remember that also you had another homework that you had to write an essay. You were supposed to bring it last Tuesday, but as we didn't have classes, normal classes this week, you will have to bring it or send it to me on Tuesday. All right. So you have to send it for me to correct it. This is not a grade. It's just you have to follow the instructions and write the essay. All right. And
teacher, we have to send by email or post it on the classroom?
I think you have to, I don't know. I think you have to, I don't know if you can, I think you can do it through Classroom and send it to me through there. Or if you want to, if it is better to you, you can send it to my email.
Okay.
Yeah. So as for me to correct it and send it back to you, send it the feedback. Right? Tell the others to do that. Okay. Also. So, and for Tuesday, it's going to be this part to finish. Yeah. This gapped text. Okay. Clear? Any question so far?
No.
Well,
No.
now you know that they have extended the semester until August. Did you hear that? So we are going to have a little
Yes.
bit more time to complete, because this is, I mean, every unit has a lot of information and a lot of things, okay? And that's good in a certain way, okay? So that's all for today, people. Any question, anything, any doubts? Another thing that you have to do, today we studied the articles, but the other thing I think that you have to continue, I sent you some materials in grammar for the continuous and perfect forms. Okay, so you have to review that, and I'm going to send you some other exercises to work with that. Okay. Yeah.
Teacher, we have classes tomorrow?
No, we don't, because tomorrow,
okay.
first of all, there is a strike, teachers strike
Oh,
for tomorrow, and there is also Monday in the morning. Monday in the morning.
okay.
So we don't have classes tomorrow. But anyway, we had decided before previously that we were not going to have classes because I had a meeting tomorrow with people from Universidad de San Marcos in California. I have a meeting with Miss Cecilia and Darcy Strutter, which is the dean from that university. So I have to be there, and the time is at 6:30, exactly the time that I was supposed to have classes with you. So I was not going to teach anyway, but as we are on a strike, no problem.
Okay.
Okay, so thanks for coming.
Bye, teacher.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Continue
Bye,
studying.
teacher.
All
Thank
right.
you.
You.
Okay, bye-bye. See you.
Bye.
Bye.